How to Summon Gods. Book Release Announcement. This is an announcement to say that we have just released our book, How to Summon Gods. This book is based on the app, translated by the Aayyanist group, so we thank them for their support in porting this into a book format. The book can be found on Amazon, and we will put a link in the description. You may also read it for free on our website. To celebrate the release of this book, we will include an excerpt of the introduction. Please do support us by purchasing or even spreading the links to the free version we have supplied in the description. Introduction. This book will teach you how to summon various devas, gods, and higher entities so that they will be able to help you in your life and also to become one with you. Aayyanists believe in adorcism. This is the merging of higher beings with yourself so that you both merge and become one. The reason to do this is that you will gain the knowledge and wisdom of the gods, as well as allow the gods to act as a vessel in your body and mind. You will be uplifted to the highest planes of reality and also carry out the will of the gods in this plane of reality and the many others you will travel to. We have been doing this art for tens of thousands of years and are the masters of it. The masters of Jnana Yoga. Many thousands of prosperous people in India and abroad are using these methods to great success. We will teach you these methods handed down to us from Murugan Aaiyyan and other great gods and Dravidian scholars throughout the ages. We will teach you how to fulfill your full potential. We will guide you and mentor you, and if you join us, we will create a community of like-minded godlike individuals that will transform this planet. We will first present a very brief introduction into Murugan Aaiyyan and why this being is important in your life. There are an innumerable number of tales concerning Murugan Aaiyyan in the ancient scriptures. From deeply written volumes detailing every aspect of his existence to broad and poetic tales taken from the oral tradition, Shrutiya, of Hindu Aayyanist philosophical discourse. He is known by many names from the ancient past, such as the forest dweller, Murugan, the lord of the hills, Malai Kilvan, the god of war, Skanda. Each aspect of Aayyan has its own associated story, history and mythology. In the spirit of true Hinduism, all stories are considered a greater part of the truth, or many parts of the same universal truth. There is a path which has many pebbles, and many paths that lead up to the mountain summit. Firstly, though, a brief background on Hinduism for non-Hindus is required. In basic terminology, Brahman is the all-knowing and pervading one. A metaphysical being that is within everything and infinitely eternal. Out of Brahman emerged the Trinity or Trimurti of supreme beings, Brahma, the creator, Vishnu, the preserver, and Shiva, the destroyer. The destruction of Shiva represents the transformation of being, the destruction of the ego self as well as the final destruction of everything, and the inevitable remerging with Brahman. This is why in Aayyanism, Shiva is one of the more important deities. Parvati is the companion or wife of Shiva, and in Hindu Aayyanism is the epitome of the mother goddess. In the Hindu Aayyanist tradition, the goddess Parvati is part of the Tridevi, the feminine version of the Trimurti. Remember, in Hindu Aayyanism, there is no real concepts or distinctions between male or female. There are just words or names to describe different aspects of the whole, which can be divided into terms such as masculine and feminine. Thus Brahma, Vishnu and Shiva represent the Trimurti, and Saraswati, Lakshmi, and Parvati represent the Tridevi, and all emerged from Brahman, and all are one. There are no distinctions, just variations that describe the holistic reality. So, in this regard, Parvati represents Shiva's power and Shiva's force. She has many incarnations, such as Kali and Durga, and has been instrumental in defeating many asuras or demons. Murugan Aaiyya is said to be a form of Shiva and Parvati, or the merging of feminine and masculine to create a holistic being. In traditional Hindu thought, Murugan is the son of Shiva and Parvati, but the concept of Murugan in the Aaiyanist philosophy is more complex. Murugan is actually the merging of Shiva and Parvati to form a new metaphysical construct that compresses both aspects into one. It is the universal combination of Shiva and Parvati to create a new being that surpasses them both and creates a new aspect of Brahman that did not exist in the confines of Brahman before. This will be explained in the section on Brahman, which you should read if you wish to understand the philosophy of Dravidian Aayyanism. In traditional Dravidian Hindu mythology and belief, Murugan Aaiyya was created by Shiva's inner being, or his third eye of wisdom. Shiva's third eye was also transformed and harmonized by Parvati's pure aspect, and the equal combination of the two powerful forces gave birth to Aaiyya Murugan. The first incarnation of Aaiyya Murugan was around 100,000 years ago, according to Dravidian Aayyanist historians. It was a time when the human species was quite young, and the spiritual and material world was much closer than it is now. It was also a time before the placing of the block, or the demon Surapadman. The block separated these worlds and dimensions from our material world. It was in this first incarnation that the young humans were taught the ancient language of Dravidian Aayyani, a language and script so powerful that it was, and still is, able to unlock the doors between different realities. If you wish to learn more about Surapadman, please read The Origin of the Whale. In this reality, there is not just this universe and its energies. There are countless dimensions of positive, lokas, and negative, talas, that surround our one. There are also innumerable forms of dimensional space, not just positive or negative. There are dimensions that go from dark to light, from loud to soft, from solid to fluid, from large to small. All these myriad realms exist, and some if not all of them are a mixture of all traits. For example, a talaloka that is both positive and negative, but also small, a dekayan, and fluidic, a ruttuyan. So, this can be referred to as a Adekarat Talaloka in some schools of Aayyanism. These dimensions exist outside of our space and time, but some are closer to ours than others. Brahman persists in all of the dimensions, or realities, but Brahman's essence can be found in the center. Murugan Aaiyya taught humanity how to use the scripts of Dravidian Aayyani, or Yantras, to inscribe areas of space that would resonantly link with other areas of spacetime in near and far dimensions. Thus, when you inscribe this information or language in the form of the yantra, the portals are opened to other lokas and talas, and resonant energy and entities can flow between those planes to ours. Aaiyya taught us how to use these energies to affect our own reality and others. Aaiyya Murugan taught us how to use the resonant energies to heal, see into the distant past and future, how to travel, via astral projection, to those planes and to other worlds. Aaiyya taught us how to converse with beings that exist in those realms, including the higher gods. By conversing with the higher gods, one can pray more effectively and directly with the supreme beings that govern our universe and many others. One can also merge with higher beings, both gods and demons. To put it more simply, Aayyanists believe that Aaiyya Murugan taught humans the key to unlocking this universe by understanding how the spiritual flow of energy and matter can change our reality. From this teaching of Dravidian Aaiyani, all things follow. Thus, once humans had mastered the language of the gods, Aayya then taught humans the philosophy of the universe and how we are all one with Brahman, and how we must help Brahman transcend itself. Aayya Murugan taught us how to live our lives via the various schools of philosophy and how to eat, pray, expand our consciousness, meditate, perform sacred rituals, remember our past lives and how to liberate ourselves from this reality. Once Aayya taught us this knowledge, humanity used this wisdom for thousands of years. Thus, the golden age of Dravidian Aaryanism was born until it was destroyed in the Kalaya incident 15,000 years ago. The Aaryanist community was split and dwindled for many thousands of years. Aayya Murugan then returned a second time, after the Aryan invasions of the Dravidian lands, to re-educate humanity via the teachings of Aayya. This was in 1500 BC. Some of the original Aaryanist practitioners were around when Aayya re-emerged in 1500 BC, and this small community spread the teachings to the non-Dravidians, and it is this first step that has resulted in Aaryanists existing, praying, teaching, healing and practicing throughout the world in so many different countries today. This is the end of the first chapter of How to Summon Gods. This is also the end of the podcast. Please share this podcast widely and read the book online or purchase from Amazon. The links are in the description. Many thanks.